Y'all, we're doing our show in our pajamas because sometimes it's good to be comfortable.
Welcome to season 7, or the new. This is our second season of 90 Day Gays. Well, do you think we would make it this far?
No, I thought I'd probably have to put you in a home before we get to this point.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's 90 Day Gays. Let's love.
And I thought I'd lose all of our equipment by now.
And to be honest, y'all,
But
this show has grown nuclearly. I don't think that's a word. Nuclearly.
I like it.
How about exponentially? That's better.
Sure.
We have a Facebook group called
We
the
do.
Sissy Squad with
going.
over 2,100 members right
We
now.
do.
Could you quit echoing what I say?
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
Anyway,
Y'all, we're excited. I'm Mattie.
and she's just back from Mexico. She
True.
still smells like margaritas
Y'all,
and Mexican jumping beans. Or maybe that's the Montezuma's revenge.
I had it all day today on the plane and everything. Jeez, and tell them your name, Poodle.
My name is Jake, and I'm Poodle.
Yes, Matt Maher and Jake Anthony. I like to say his last name.
We used to not do
It's
full
literally in the
names.
title of our show. I can tell you've never looked at our podcast on your phone. It literally says with Matt Maher and Jake Anthony. Y'all, well, this is real life for us.
I don't have to announce my last name every time. My last name, people think my last name is a stage name, but it's not.
Because you performed a nightly. That's why they think.
To adoring crowds.
To adoring crowds. Speaking
Audiences,
of...
mostly audiences of one, sometimes two.
Y'all, I told Poodle, I was in Mexico City, and Poodle, he wouldn't come back. I went to this one Latin bar. He would still be there. He would just be somewhere, like, in a corner with an ashtray up his butt. Just going,
That's right.
where am I?
They can smoke in the bars there.
Oh, no, there was a lounge. It wasn't that bad. But anyway, I have fun. Some of y'all noticed and appreciate that I went with Ronnie, our friend from Watch What Crap, and so we had a good time.
Are you two an item?
Did somebody ask that?
Yes.
No. Oh, yeah, they did ask that. No, I have a boyfriend. I love him. So, but no.
You would just
Ronnie's sweet, though.
You ruined everyone's fantasy.
Someone should snag up Ronnie. He's got big hands and he's sweet. I'm just saying.
I guess that's what you look for.
Yeah.
A guy, big
You
hands
don't?
and sweet.
You wouldn't get freaked out by somebody with little fingers?
Oh, I went on a date with someone with baby hands before.
See?
Really tiny, soft baby hands. And, like, he touched my hand, and his skin was so soft. It was the tiniest hand, too. It's like
See?
Trump hands.
I told you, y'all. I told you.
Let's jump into this show.
Sure,
Let's jump
pulling up
into
my
the
notes right
official
now.
90 Day Fiancé. We're not in before the 90 days, y'all.
We're not the other
We're in
way.
the official. We're not toe. We're not happily ever after. We're not pillow talk. This is the OG.
The OG 90 Day Fiancé. And you know, something about this show, you're like, are the casting directors going to find more crazy people? And they did.
Everybody on this season has a level of delusion that I have not seen.
It is beyond.
Yeah,
That is
everyone.
we haven't talked about this at all, y'all.
No, everyone is living in a fantasy land.
Big time.
Like Willy Wonka, when you walked in and everything was chocolate, and Augustus Gloop, that little fat little fat bastard, just wanted to eat that chocolate and got sucked up in there, and all those kids paid for it for their sins.
That's exactly what would happen to you at the Latin bar. Literally, you just described it.
I get sucked up in the flu and go, and they all get their dicks in my mouth.
Jesus.
my mom would go, Augustus, get their dick out of your mouth.
Poodle.
Please help us.
Y'all,
and there's also the water would be covered with chocolate.
Y'all, a lot of people don't know this, but Willy Wonka is actually about scat. And if you don't know what scat is, we say Google it.
I say you can Google it, but don't do it.
Don't do it at work.
Your HR person will come is already monitoring you.
Oh yeah, Pam
Chances
Pam will come after
Pam
you.
from HR, y'all. Y'all, come at us if you've got a Pam from HR or a name like that. And Pam will always send you passive-aggressive emails.
She will.
Mm-hmm. Because people who listen to this show, they're often given hints by HR.
Yeah, that's a shout-out to our Cubicle Warriors.
Y'all, keep fighting.
Keep fighting.
Keep fighting, Cubicle Warriors.
We hope you aren't laughing too hard at work and disrupting your work. So
sometimes we get messages saying, my boss asked me to stop listening to your podcast at work.
It's true.
Because it decreases productivity.
I
disagree.
And y'all, we're going to bring this up again, but just real quick, our website guy, Patrick, is working on it right now, but probably by the time
technical term, our website guy.
Yeah, by the time you hear this episode, our merchandise will be up.
You have an announcement. Do it again.
We have an announcement.
You really undersold that. Can we have a bigger... Sorry, I know you just
what
thrown
do you
up
do?
your fucking ass today.
You know what? That is the best. I lost all that. I just lost all that Mexican weight.
Shut up. No one cares right now. Merch. This
is an announcement.
Sissy
Are we
Squad
hypnotizing them?
Merch.
I feel like a horn.
I love you so much.
That's good. Y'all, if I wasn't
the merch is up, y'all. The merch is gonna be up real soon.
If my body had the energy, I'd get up and get the tambourine, but I don't have it in me tonight. So.
I'm gonna get it. Ah!
Oh God, Poodle is crazy, y'all. Okay, sing the merch song. We got
merch. This is how you actually play a tambourine.
Y'all, he is hitting this against his hip. And it's the gayest thing I've ever seen when you hit it up against your hip. He bevels his hip.
How else do you play a tambourine when you hit it on your hip?
I don't know. So y'all can go to sissythattalk.com and you can see a little merch thing.
It's going to be really soon. We've got right now.
Tonight.
Not everything that we're going to add more stuff, but right now it's just a small selection of what we got for you guys.
Exactly.
And we're very excited. We've seen it. And we're really impressed with the font. We're really loving the font.
Shout out to Jackie. Shout out to Jackie, our moderator.
Thank you, our moderator, our Sissy Squad moderator, Jackie Weissman. Jackie W. We should use her.
No, she's all up in that thing. She doesn't care. I'm
so cagey about last names.
I don't know why. People are going to find you. You're everywhere.
I know.
I mean, you literally can't hide at this point. You cannot hide.
Oh, well.
I'm trying to find... Okay, y'all. Oh, so just so for those who are listening, we're recapping today. 90 Day Fiancé, Season 7, Episode 1, titled, I Want to Kiss You.
Also /3, because of like a couple of other episodes.
There's a weird thing. But it's Episode 1. It's the one called I Want to Kiss You.
I Want to Kiss You!
So if you haven't seen that episode... turn this off and watch it now, or
just listen to us first.
Whatever you want to.
Who cares?
All right, let's jump into this.
Let's jump into our first Lonely Heart. Who's Anna?
Oh, Anna.
She's in Nebraska, y'all.
Y'all, she's pretty. I think she's very pretty.
I have something to say about that later.
I
think she is pretty. This is going to sound a little rough.
Oh, Lord.
I wish she'd had those moles on her face removed. I don't know. And
could be a reason.
Anna's a beekeeper, y'all. So either those are moles or she's just been stung on her face too many times.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Y'all, she's a beekeeper and she met Mursal.
We're not there yet.
Oh.
But we're going to get to her fiancé.
Yeah.
She's just keeping her bees and she's not even in a helmet. She's like, yeah, I get stung, but it's okay.
I did want to say, if you wore your helmet and everything, you wouldn't get stung.
She wouldn't get stung.
Maybe they just did that for TV.
I think they did.
And she didn't smoke them. You know how they normally you see them
she
smoke them?
She smoked them a little bit.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, but not a lot.
I think it's a cool profession.
She loves her bees. How do you make money at that? You can only just sell honey.
I know you can sell beeswax for candles and things like that.
I guess, but
and
aren't the bees dying?
Well, she's keeping them alive.
I guess.
She's like a bee.
Anyway, like I said before, I have a problem with the moles on her face. I'll get over it.
I didn't notice them. I thought her eyes were pretty. But I'll look now. Now you've ruined it. Thank you.
There are 3, too. It's not just one. There are 3 moles.
Well, I hope they're not growing. She should get them checked out.
Anyway, so she's got 3 children.
3 boys. A
3 boys.
17-year-old.
Ruffians. 15.
No, a 17 of
15.
the oldest one.
15.
Yeah, because 15,
Is
14, and then
And,
Leo, who she said
all
was
Italian
her
names,
favorite.
which is not what my mother would have never said a child was her favorite.
Oh,
though I am.
I know mine is, but my mother would never.
No,
say
especially
it.
on national television.
Never. And y'all, we're going to get to this, but I think there was a lot of good shade thrown by the children this episode, and I appreciate it.
On all of our lonely
On
hearts.
all of our lonely hearts.
I like the conversation of, y'all, teenage boys are awful, especially when you're 15. And
They don't want to do anything.
Pre-serial killer / pre-incel, her oldest, she's like, what are you going to do today? Nothing. Sitting stone-faced. Terrifying.
Do you know how many mothers listening to this show right
Nothing.
now saw that on TV and screamed at the TV because they have to deal with
Nothing.
it too?
Are you going to play video games all day? Yeah. Do you want some breakfast? Yeah. You know what? When I was 15, I had tamped my emotions down so much that I don't think I had any. And then I would just burst into song, and my mother would say, there goes that faggot.
Well, speaking of that, not that he is, but I thought it was interesting that she called her middle one sweet and sensitive, and she didn't mean it this way. But when we were a kid, we were called.
I was called a sensitive boy.
We were called sensitive boys, which is what you use for fancy boys. But I don't think she meant it that way.
No, I was. My mom would say, he's just so sensitive about everything, which means he's a big Mary.
Big Mary.
Yep. I was called sensitive a lot.
I, though, am going to disagree with you a little bit in that. Like, I feel like our 14 and 15-year-old experience was much different than these boys where we grew up.
Well, there's footage of me when I was 13 or 14. We borrowed my aunt's video camera, and my mother is videotaping everyone in the house for some reason.
She's got to get it all in while she has it.
She's like, let's see what everybody's doing. And my
Lord.
brother's like building Legos or some shit, and he's like, don't put it on me. That's how my brother talks.
Wasn't this like an episode of The Growing Pains where they did that?
So anyway, and she goes into the piano room, which is where I was playing, and I swear to God, y'all, I was playing Barbra Streisand's Evergreen. And I turned and said, "Don't! I'm not ready!
Wow.
It's not ready to be heard yet! I'm not ready for it!" Wow. And I saw that, and my brother turned to me and went, "That's really gay." And you know what? I can't argue with that.
Y'all, if your son is playing Evergreen, come at us because we'll
We'll
help guide you through it.
Come on, we can provide support.
We'll guide you through
If you
it.
catch your son playing Evergreen on the piano, that doesn't mean he's gay. It just means he's headed that way.
I guess now it would be Lady Gaga, or if he's playing Katy Perry's Firework, you're going to have a gay one.
You know what? And good for you, because
Good for you.
He'll keep you away from like bad fabrics when you're in your 60s and 70s.
It's true. I do my mom's eyeshadow when I'm in
He'll
town.
give you good lighting.
He will.
Because no one else is going to keep you because your husband's going to die.
He'll take carbs away from you when you're 60.
Yeah, we all need that.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll choose a beautiful coffin.
It's
good
true.
ceremony and everything.
Pretty.
Everyone needs a gay son for when they're about to die.
That's true. That's true.
Sorry to get maudlin.
Well, the father's not a part of this picture anymore. We don't know why.
And I feel like she said the father was very controlling, and I think the kids are worried about that too.
I noticed that too because he said that I made that connection. I went, oh, because that's something that you said that this is before really she talks about him, but I don't feel like do you feel like she's, and y'all, we're not parents, so if
That I know of.
Sorry.
I think we're pretty sure. But anyway, y'all, if you're, don't come at us if you're mothers, because we know we're not moms. But so I don't mean this in a judging way, just of the way it's edited, it seems like these boys have not had a real conversation with their mother of what this is going to be like at all.
I think that was the way it was edited, and that's the way it's storied.
But the way, like they say, they one of them says, well, what if he doesn't like it here? And she goes, I don't know. And I'm like, these are the questions that you have to, a parent, show up and answer.
I don't think she's thought any of this through.
She is a child.
Yeah.
She is 1,000,000% a child, the way she talks.
She was controlled, and she's like, yeah, and I can't wait for Marcel to come. First of all, I didn't know if his name was fucking Marcel, Marcellus.
She says it all the time, too.
Mercy.
She never says, like, babe.
Pine Sol.
Pine Sol,
Yeah,
that's a good name.
she can't stop saying Marcel.
I'm like,
constantly.
don't you have, like, babe or honey or bee?
I think she has to remind herself about what his name is, because it's a strange name to have in the mouth.
So
we meet, speaking of Marcel.
I really watched this episode, and I paused it on my iPad when I was watching it, and I literally looked up to Judy Garland, and I said, thank you for giving Jake this gift. Because I knew you would be so excited.
Y'all, I thought my Florian impression was going to be dead. Marcel's going to be a tweaked variation of Florian.
I literally put that. He sounds like Florian.
And the first thing, first of all, Marcel does not speak English very well. And guess what? Anna doesn't speak Turkish.
So it doesn't matter, y'all. It's
minimal. Y'all, like, she knows the word lots.
Yeah, like.
That's the one word she knows.
All she knows is lots.
So, like.
That's so true. She knows the word lots.
Could we have maybe done, like. What's that? Could we maybe have just done a little bit of a language CD?
Well, we're going to talk about.
What is that program you can learn?
Well, I wrote this down because we're going to talk about later the girl who's in Russia, who's a language teacher and doesn't.
Don't get me started on that bitch.
And lived for 3 years in Russia and doesn't know the language. I'm like, y'all, just fucking download Rosetta Stone. You don't need a DVD anymore.
I'm going to be really judgmental. She's a fucking dumbass.
We'll get to her, but
I know.
She's
a fucking dumbass.
She's not intelligent. I'm going to say that.
Okay, going on. So Marcel is Turkish. He's from Turkey.
And he's Muslim.
He's also a beekeeper. They met on a beekeeper's Facebook group.
I feel like that's an organic way. I felt like that was an organic way to meet.
I can only imagine
cute.
that the come-ons were things like... how's your honey pot?
Well, it's so funny that you said that, because I think for our listeners out there, this is time for our first installment of 90-Day Gays Theater.
Oh, right. I love being I love being not knowing when it's going to happen.
You're better when you're impromptu. Y'all, Poodle's very good at improv. If you teach it to him, he'll fuck it up.
That's kind of true.
Because he's smart. So you're going to be Marcel, clearly.
Okay.
I'm going to be Anna, and I would like to reenact their kind of sexual phone conversation through Skype.
Okay. Okay, here we go, and here's the scene.
Ring, ring, ring. Marcel.
Yes.
Hi. Do you want to work my bees?
What? What?
You want to
what? Huh? Bees?
My bees and my honey and all that.
Who's honey? Who's?
No.
Who's?
No.
Honey bee?
No, bees. Work my bees. I mean my vagina.
Your bees?
No, my vagina. It's a metaphor.
Vagina?
No, it's for my pussy. You're not getting it.
Bees?
And scene.
I want to kiss you.
Oh, I forgot. He did come around.
That's the name of the show.
He did come around.
Y'all, Marcel has one of the best confused faces I've ever seen.
He really is Florian. I mean, I literally laughed so hard.
Y'all, I'm so happy for this character. First of all, he is tiny.
He is.
And this just tells you everything you need to know about him. He runs everywhere he goes. Marcel is like this elfin person.
I was just going to say he reminds me of a gnome.
Yeah. And y'all, 38, as I put on the Sissy Squad post today, so someone wrote, that's a hard 38.
That's a hard. He's handsome.
Yeah, but he's older than 38.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And also, I put that 38 is the age on Grindr you put when you're actually 42.
40. Mm-hmm. It's true.
I mean, 40. That's what I mean.
Yeah. You don't do that at all.
No, not at all. What? Did you say grinder? I didn't.
No,
Moving
Lord.
on. If you don't
Lord
know what a
help us.
grinder is, Google it.
I sadly think everybody does know what that is.
We've talked about it enough. So anyway, the kids don't want him there. The kids basically want to feed him bacon because he's a Muslim, which is kind of fucked up and a little
shady AF.
disturbing. More than shady, just kind of disturbing.
Well, they haven't been let in on this, and I don't feel like they because it
They're
is
like, mom is like hanging out with this guy. We don't want to. Well, yeah, I want to go play video games.
I know they don't have a lot of money, but I don't know. And Jackie, some people talked about this once on the Facebook group. Like, y'all, come at us and let us know. How long would you wait, even if you met somebody online,
to introduce people to your kids?
Not introduce people to your kids.
Have them live with your
Have
kids.
them live with your kids.
It's true.
I would be so tentative about that.
Especially with a 15-year-old and 14-year-old. They're liable to get in like a shouting or like a fist fight with them. But,
Exactly.
you could beat the shit out of them yourself.
Oh, yeah, they'd win.
No, please, don't come at me with this.
They would win. Speaking of
Please.
coming at her, y'all, Jamie kept it real.
Y'all, Jamie's a fucking savage.
She shredded Anna at that wine bar.
Jamie, we all need a friend like Jamie, but only if we're going to do something like, so I've decided to sell everything and buy a houseboat. And I'm going to go live on a boat.
It's true.
We all need that Jamie friend.
We do.
Because Jamie would read the fuck out of us. Jamie did not take it easy on her.
She did not. And this was in the middle of a wine store that was probably in a strip mall.
I definitely think it was the strip mall.
It's probably called like Grapes and Wrath, and it's spelled weird or something like that. And
yeah, and the server looked really, really informed.
Exactly.
She was in a bad dress.
she basically, though, I mean, she didn't say anything surprising, but my favorite was when she basically said, so your kids are here in Memphis, guys, come to live with them, and you don't even know, basically. She just basically called her on all the shit.
Oh yeah, and she said, so how do you think that's going to go? Do you have a problem with him not speaking the language? She's like, well, and I was thinking, do you play charades? Is that how you do it? And you kind of do.
You kind of have to. It was like she was being scorned by a principal.
That's exactly what it was like. This is when I want to talk about who I realized who Anna reminded me of in this moment. The way Anna does her makeup and the way her face is shaped, she's kind of got those two apples on her cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, she's got Santa Claus face.
She does have a little she looks bright. She just looks very like...
It's kind of shiny, and her face is red right there. Her nose is shiny, and it looks like Norman Rockwell's Santa Claus.
Like a Coca-Cola white person.
Exactly.
Yes, agreed.
She is a Coca-Cola Santa.
I think she's pretty, but then does that make me feel like I'm racist or something? I don't think so.
No, I just think she looks like Santa Claus.
I think so too, actually.
And I honestly, I don't think she's ugly by any means.
Oh, I think she's pretty.
The moles bother me, but I'm bothered by moles on the face in general.
He is, y'all.
It's kind of like in the movie Uncle Buck, when Uncle Buck told the principal who said, your niece is a silly heart, and he said, here, take a quarter, go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face.
That was a good line. Y'all, R.I.P. Come at us if you love John Candy. I love John Candy.
Anyway, so Jamie savaged Anna.
Yeah, and Anna said she doesn't even... This is another thing with the kids. She said, is Joey on board? She's like,
no.
I don't know.
Joey,
you should know.
Joey's in his room building a pipe bomb.
It's true. And,
I would worry about Joey.
And beating off to those like hidden scenes that you can unlock in those Warcraft games with animals and women with fake boobs fucking.
Just watching like Roger Corman big breasted movies going, ah!
Exactly. That's what he's doing, y'all.
Yeah, Joey, we need to worry about Joey.
We need to worry about him.
What is that movie? We need to talk about Joey.
We need to talk about
Joey. Talk about Kevin. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Are we done with Anna?
Almost. So, no, he comes. Best part.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
Y'all, someone threw up a lot today.
I did.
And I'm going
I wrote my notes.
I'm going to have to run this show.
I wrote my notes. I deleted them all. I had to do them on the plane. It was a thing.
So
I had a Latin woman just rub my back and say to me in Spanish that it's going to be okay while I just heaved on the plane. Oh, God.
So Anna can't wait to show Marcel her bees, y'all, it's literal bees.
It's
not
literal
her,
bees.
It's not her actually bees.
She's excited
It's
for
not
it.
her vajayjay. It's her actual bees.
Yes.
And he wants him to play with her.
Mm-hmm.
So she runs up to Marcel.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And he's like,
So good.
and then they just sit there and they don't have anything to say. And then finally, through a translator app, the producers are like, "What do you want to say, Marcel?" And he stares like, "Oh, I want to kiss you.
That's actually when I looked up to
I want
Judy.
to kiss you. I want to kiss you." And then randomly, this guy comes up, and I'm like, "Oh, the plot thickens."
I was like, did he bring someone? This guy named
Exactly.
Omar, and he just says, "This is Omar."
Omar shows up, and she's like, "Who is this?"
And Omar's just standing there too. For a second, I thought he brought like either a translator or his brother. I didn't know.
Or like a friend to live with them.
Yes, I had no idea.
But who is this? Was actually, who the fuck is this motherfucker?
Exactly.
That was what it was. So he finds that they look at each other, and Omar, because Marcel can't speak English. Omar says, "Oh, we just met at the Istanbul airport. We just met today."
They
She's
really
like,
bonded.
Oh, thank God.
They hugged a lot.
And so they hugged a lot. Well, if you're in a foreign country with no one who speaks your language, that your favorite person is the one you just met.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't like, "Please don't go, don't go."
Anyway, y'all. So unfortunately, the way I wanted it, Omar did not go home with them that night.
I thought it was going to be a thruple or something. That would have been great.
And I wrote down, Marcel has a better relationship with Omar than Anna.
That's
Anyway,
it. Really begs like, I just don't. And literally, I was just in Mexico, and so there's some people that like could not speak. A lot of people that could not speak English at all. So you're trying to communicate to them, but clearly,
even in a touristy area.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like all the Uber and Lyft drivers and stuff like that. None of them do. But
you can speak enough maid Spanish to get through.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But still, even in that situation, I thought, I thought of her, and I thought, I just experienced this. How are you with someone that you would hopefully is your partner, is someone you would have a deep, meaningful conversation with? You can't even do that.
What do they do on the phone? Do they just go, whoop, and
I
shrug
think
their shoulders?
I think he keeps her bees, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, just jerks off.
Don't.
And just goes,
Probably with honey.
That's a Marcel cum, y'all.
Thank you. To honey. It's very sticky.
That's all I really have about him.
Y'all, this is going to go
and she.
south. I'm telling you this right now.
It's not going to be good.
This is not going to be good.
Let's move on to another disaster. Our
Sure.
next Lonely Heart. Actually, spoiler alert, there was footage of their wedding recently.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Michael and Juliana's wedding. Michael, y'all.
Michael was cute with long hair.
I agree, but y'all, if a Mazda Miata with a nice spoiler or a Mazda Miata crossed with a PT Cruiser could be a human being, it would be Michael.
That's fair.
It's disgustingly douchey, gross, or really bad, like Zara clothing.
I didn't get as douchey as a vibe. Like when he said, like, I don't want to sound douchey. I feel like he has a little bit of...
He was edited poorly.
Probably. But I'm not negating you because I feel like could be more
there's
douchey
so
that
much
we
to
haven't
come.
seen.
First of all, I just need to tick off this list. He loves sports cars. Of course he does. He loves his guitars. He
Yes.
loves a good bass guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know what men who are going through a midlife crisis, they love a good guitar.
It's true.
And he loves his funky watch.
That part I didn't understand. I think that was ad placement, maybe.
He met lovely Juliana, who is currently 22, maybe 20.
20.
She's currently 20.
They're 22 years apart.
Yeah, so he met her at a yacht party.
In Croatia.
No one has ever met anyone, and it's not been douchey. They met at a yacht party. Ever.
Yeah, ever.
Ever.
I agree.
Also, her body, it's a model body, but it's almost like someone actually took out a rib. Like
She's very
it's
thin.
so concave. Like her ribs go way in.
She's, I mean,
Yeah.
she's very thin. What are you gonna do? She's a model. She grew up though poor in Brazil though, and so she probably
Almost the same place as Carini.
Yeah, she was probably underfed and worked her ass off sewing, and that's what. So she's just hungry.
Like Cinderella.
Exactly.
Cinderella.
So I'm just gonna say, she's a model, y'all, and he really wants to support her, and he just gives her
His credit
his
card
credit
numbers.
cards. We don't know how much is always spent, but here, y'all, her first visa was denied for quote nefarious reasons. What do you think that was?
Well, they probably saw her and they took a look at him and they said, "This fucker's her pimp."
Oh, they probably thought it was like trafficking.
Yeah, that's kind of what it seemed like
that's
to
true.
me. Yeah.
Wow, that's dark.
Yep, that's what it seemed like to me.
Wow.
Hey, the world is dark.
Way to bring it down, Poodle.
Sorry.
But I think that's probably what they thought. So now they thought, well, since she can't come over to visit, well, then we should just get married because that makes sense. That was
It's
literally
the only way. That's the next
where
step.
they jumped. That's where they fucking jumped.
Because we're not really ready to be together, but we should get married because then you can
we
be
should
here.
get married. Y'all, Max and Cece won the episode for
I
me.
love these two kids.
They fucking read their father this entire show.
Yeah, they're good. They're like, well, he even described them as like they're kind of like my friends. They're my buddies more than my kids.
Well,
you can tell he has treated them like his friends.
Well, you can tell that he is intelligent, and his wife's intelligent, and you can tell that their kids are intelligent.
he's still kind of 20s in his mind though. He thinks he's
I
younger
meant
than
more
he
like
is.
academic. I didn't say. I should clarify. I don't mean emotional intelligence.
Oh, he's intelligent.
but yeah, and so.
And y'all, he's a wine entrepreneur, and which makes me want to like barf right now.
I mean, is that a real job?
Yes, like the whole wine thing. Everyone who longs for something more in their life, longs for something higher, tries to know about wine. That's like a way to get a higher status for people.
I guess
so. It's a goal of living.
Well, he's making money from it.
I'm sorry if I read anyone who like is studying about wine on the weekends.
Well, some people might be your passion.
I agree. Come for me. Come for me. I dare you. I'll come for you back.
Oh, Lord, please don't start fight with sommeliers on our website because you would just drink the wine.
No, I like sommeliers. That's a job, though.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. That's how
He's
sometimes
not a
people
sommelier.
get into that.
He's a tastemaker. I can't believe I just said that. Barf.
What's your next thing about him?
I just wrote down that Max reminds me of Pugsley from the Addams Family.
A little bit. A little
And
bit.
Cece is just like having it. She's a little drag queen.
She is smart. She was like, he said, where can we take her for her birthday? And she was like,
The American Girl store.
American Girl store. And then Max was all like,
Yeah.
because that's not for you. I mean, these kids, give them the show. They're hilarious.
I like them. I have one thing to say about they're at the ice cream place, and it reminds me that children should not be able to choose their own ice cream flavors.
I think this is fine.
It's
creative for them to do.
My niece and nephew,
Oh,
whenever we go
God.
get ice cream, it's always like, I want rainbow sherbet mixed with butterscotch cheesecake and blah, blah, blah. And it's things that don't go together, and they only eat with their eyes, and then they don't want it anymore because it's too rich for them.
That's just children.
But I like it. I want a scoop of frosted animal cracker, and then Italian rainbow cookie, and then alien fuckface domino.
Are you jealous of your niece and nephews because you didn't get ice cream because your father was crazy about it?
Maybe.
There we are.
That was a brutal reality. But I was told though I was brought up with knowing what ice cream flavors to get. Because
your parents
here,
need
the
to let
thing
you
is,
live.
The thing is, everything that looks good, like all the rainbow shit, would never really tasted good.
No.
But it really frustrates me every time I take my niece and nephews to get ice cream. They never like what they get. Then they have mine, which is like chocolate or marshmallow. They're like, I like this a lot better. And I'm like, fuck you.
Welcome to the life of a
And
parent.
they eat all my ice cream. Come at us if your child does not know how to pick out ice cream.
Or if they eat it all, because I bet they do. I bet they. My favorite part is when they're interviewing the kids and they said, "Well, it's surprising that she's getting married. They're getting married when he's close. She's closer to our age." And then
that was a producer line, and it was fed, and the kids did it very well.
Very well. But then when the girl Sissy said, "I mean, I thought they would like be boyfriend and girlfriends," and then they wouldn't, and then they would be. And Max was like, "Yep, that's what I thought too."
Y'all, these kids, like the Avery's grandma on the previous season,
Mm-hmm.
these kids have fucking seen it all.
They're like Missy in a younger body, and we're gonna get to Mama Missy later.
Oh. She's got a great voice, y'all.
She's got a great voice, y'all.
She kind of looks like a Skeksis from
the Dark Crystal. I agree with that.
With the long nose.
Yeah, but so to kind of finish up with Michael, he bought a house right by his wife. I think this is great, but yet again,
Y'all, Juliana's going to have a problem with this. This is cruising for a bruising.
Why?
This is a Tim Veronica situation.
why are these guys? It's just like Tim. Yeah, why are these guys thinking that these Latin women aren't going to be jealous? Because y'all, they are.
Juliana's going to burn down that house
Burn it down.
like Paul did.
Gonna burn it down.
So then we meet the starter wife. We meet Michael's first wife.
Yes.
Who seems pretty balanced.
She seems balanced,
and
yeah.
she's probably right now late 30s. And he basically made some big deal saying, we had kids relatively early. Well, if you're actually 42, which you seem older than that. You seem a little older than that. They had kids in their mid-20s.
Did he mean? I thought he meant early in their relationship.
Oh, maybe. I thought he meant early in the life.
That's what I thought.
But
But
anyway,
she seems nice.
starter wife she really wants to be the parent and actually wants him to succeed.
Yeah, she said she trusts him. So, 'cause y'all, he just bought a house and he's giving her good alimony. So she's like,
yeah,
I think
she's fine. You're right. I think she's not wanting.
She's like, I just spent a whole Wednesday crafting. No, I'm kidding. She might be working. So, because we know y'all single moms, y'all are troopers out there, and we appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
That's all I've got of Mr. Michael.
That's all that I have.
I still think he's a douche nozzle.
I do think he was kind of attractive with his long hair. I like
Really?
that. Yeah, that's
Ugh, doesn't do
cute-ish.
anything for me at all.
I think the
Ugh.
guys overall are cute on this.
And you like a white guy?
Shocker.
I know.
I know. I know.
Anyway, let's go on to what I thought is it's a toss-up for me between this next one and Emily. Tanya or Emily, they're the biggest messes of this season, and it's not going to end well. The biggest drama is going to come from Tanya. I can tell you that. No, spelled Tanya.
Tanya, you said this before, and I think more than anyone on the show, she will be she is the person that lives in the fantasy more than anybody.
Oh.
And Tanya is that, we've known people like this, I think we all do, but where everything has to be an event, or everything has to be
Perfect.
this special,
She keeps saying perfect.
perfect. Yes,
Everything has to be right.
Everything has to be right. It has to not only be right, but it has to be like a big grand gesture in her life.
And the performance of it has to be perfect.
Because she mentioned, like, oh, we don't want to have kids later. But y'all, I bet you he will get there and she'll start talking about kids, because she's that person that can't settle into what she has. It's always like, but I'll get this in the future.
Yep.
Like, we'll get married. Now let's get a house. Now let's get this.
Agreed. And here's the thing, y'all.
Drives
If
me
you're one of
crazy.
these perfectionist people who are always, I fall on this, and I have to really talk myself down from it. Perfection doesn't exist.
Nope.
99.99999 percent pure gold.
You know what?
Isn't real.
It does in one thing. Chris Hemsworth.
That's true.
But that's it.
And Paul Rudd. I think Paul Rudd's pretty perfect.
And that's it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And Ian Somerhalder's face.
Oh, God.
He does it for me, y'all. He's kind of a douchebag in real life, I hear. Although very nice. Anyway, so speaking of productions, so we open up on Tanya shopping in a sex shop.
It's true.
To a dance mix of the Habanera from Carmen. Alyssa Anderson, come at us if you were completely horrified by this dance mix
Alyssa
of
Anderson,
the Habanera.
that is a good. She is someone who's done the role of Carmen. We went to school with her. She loves this show. And y'all, Alyssa, post a video of you singing Carmen and the Sissy Squad. Let
people would
know.
love to see it.
But I know that's so funny because I bet she was pissed when they started
probably
playing.
Horrified. Yes.
Yes.
So then she goes up to the Kirk and said, "Do you have any pink beep?" And I feel like she said pussies.
You think pussies?
I think it was pussies.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought she said cock rods.
Oh, I don't know. But the next
Come at
thing
us.
she
Let us know what
says
y'all think
is,
was beeped.
so she's like sampling the dildos.
She is.
And
oh my!
And then my favorite question is to ask the clerk: "Is this as strong as it gets?"
Again, it goes to it's a metaphor for exactly what we just said.
So if you're having problems with the sex toys and you don't think they're strong enough, you might want to process that.
You might want to process that.
Maybe just get a fucking drill bit.
And y'all, look, we are
and
sex
push
positive.
it up your gooch.
Just a
and the light's dull. Woo, woo!
Battery
Keep the light back on, buddy.
Carl, the battery's out. Can you plug it in, please? You can return this to Walmart. This is broken.
Poor Carl. I agree that is a metaphor, and again,
when sex toys aren't enough.
Now, look, y'all, we are super sex positive.
Yes, get out there and get yours.
Jake and I can be not together, but Jake, we can get freaky deaky. We're all about that.
Yeah, but at the same time.
But
to be persnickety about sex toys is a whole other level.
It's a whole other level. And I was going to say, she's like doing all these sex toys for him to be there.
But it's for him, and it's for this idea of their sex life. She wants to have the craziest sex life,
but
the wildest sex life.
I'm like, what?
It's the impulse behind
it. To me,
it.
I think if somebody's coming to see you, but wouldn't you just want to be with them?
Just bang their bones like just without a sex toy.
Get a feather and get, as my mama says, sensuous about it.
A feather and hot wax.
Yeah, just be romantic about it.
Like in the Livin' La Vida Loca video.
But she's going to, exactly.
Come at us if you remember that video and it kind of turned you on.
Oh, I remember. That was part of my sexual awakening. I remember when that played. We were at choir tour in North Texas with Alyssa Anderson, by the way, and I'll never forget that.
Alyssa Anderson is Alyssa Albertson now. She's the touchstone to everything.
It's true, and she's in the squad, y'all. But and they were there, and all of a sudden we were in choir tour in Chicago, and we were watching the Grammys, and then he came on, and I was the only person. Because this was still Texas, y'all, in the 90s. So this is a big music school in North Texas full of a bunch of gay people, but no one was really out when we were in. I was one of the few pioneers, whatever.
That's good. I'll give that to you.
Thank you. And so
pioneers.
I'll never forget watching like 10 quote-unquote straight men literally like adjusting themselves and their mouths agape. And you know what?
I watched at the beach with my parents. It was
and
something.
Me, I was like a big out gay. I was like, "Ooh, I get that dick," and they all just looked at me. Sorry, I'm living your life.
Jerked off to it later on that
What
night.
she does, and maybe I said this. I feel like I said this to somebody else, but maybe I said it on the show. She is someone who. There's a difference of living in the future, which isn't great, but she is someone who literally is trying to put all her air into the future, and it's literally suffocating her present.
Yeah.
She can't just be in the moment.
And she's all about concept. That's why she's a social activist. Sorry, social activist / bartender.
/ bartender.
And to get on to that, she went to South Africa because she met some guy on a like they were met at an airport
literally
or some shit.
Online the next day.
And then she went to fly, and she's like, and then he wound up, because again, concept. She went with the idea of him. Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah, turned out he wasn't a good guy. But then that night I met another bartender named Sinjin.
Exactly. And they're married, or you said Robert you saw got married.
Robert. Oh. No, I'm sorry, Michael.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah, the wine guy.
Oh, good for him.
I
think Sinjin is cute, by the way.
I do too. I'm only annoyed because I'm going to have to sit through another season of South African accents, and they really bother. South African. I don't know if I can handle another one.
That sounded a little bit like my Sean Connery.
No, that's South African. That was like Ronald from the other way.
Oh, Ronald. Oh, Ronald.
Ronald had some big dick face, y'all.
He did.
He could get it.
St. John's just not, but he's attractive and he seems fun.
I
like
agree.
silly.
I don't like his long hair as much as I like him with short hair, but I'll deal with it. He's a ginger.
I go, yeah, I guess he is. I didn't even think about that.
Anyway, so I'm gonna miss you a lot, like a whole lot, really, really lot.
That was sweet.
I'm
thought
gonna
that
miss
was
you.
cute.
I think he's funny, y'all. He's also a free spirit, which is not going to blend with her version of
'Cause she
reality
is-
at all.
Because I'm telling you now, she is going to look.
They're oil and water.
I love that she identifies herself as a Latina and that she wants to help educate him. But I could see her like shaming
No, it's
him
not
and
gonna be
using
good.
that against him. I think she's going to do that with everything.
So she's going to live with Mom for a while in a shed.
In a shed, and y'all, Missy is not here for it.
Missy is not her. So Missy's from Venezuela. She's got a strange other first name that's Venezuelan. And
She looks like
this is the one she
every-
looks like a Skeksis.
She kind of
Dark
reminds me of
crystal.
like every Long Island
She
aunt
kind
you've
of
ever
talks
known.
like this.
Like this,
I
yes.
don't know what's gonna happen.
And she's like, "Don't you come out here at 7
Don't you
a.m.
wake me up at 7 a.m.
when I'm getting in the
when
hot tub
with my drink."
And I want to say, are you drinking?
I wrote down that I thought Missy might have been drinking on the show because she seemed a little slow reaction time.
Her shirt in the confessional had so much shit on it. Like some PA could have just said, "Can't you just put a new shirt on?" It was not good.
Y'all, she's gonna be a character.
We're gonna love her.
One of my favorite lines came from her. That she's like, "I haven't seen him in so long. He's just giving me butterflies." She's like, "Yeah, you haven't seen him in so long. He's gonna give you something else." Bada bing,
Bada bing,
bazunga,
ho,
ho. Anyway,
she's like a comic in Marvel.
yeah,
Mrs. Maisel.
her accent really bothered me.
She full on calls St. John's a slacker. She's like,
did.
he's really nice and funny, but he's a slacker. So this is not going to go well.
Yeah, this we talked about Anna's situation not going well. This one's not going to go well either.
I think this one's going to go the worst.
this one's going to implode.
Well, we'll talk about Robert later.
No, that motherfucker's just been catfished.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and you know what the worst part about him? We'll talk about this. He's just dumb. Robert's dumb.
I don't think he's very smart.
No. Anyway,
very
going
smart.
on. Tanya wants to meet her sister Tiana. Fuck these names.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm trying to not say Tania every time instead of Tanya.
I knew you were
And
going to
then
have
we
a
have a
problem with.
Tiana and a Tania or a Tanya.
I knew you were going to have a problem
Fuck
with
this shit.
Y'all. Poodle gets so upset about names. I literally put.
You have a Tanya spelled Tania, and then a Tiana. Ugh, fuck this.
Well, again, though, she's kind of like Jamie. She calls her sister on it because Tanya starts
Another
talking about.
savage sister.
Yeah, she starts talking about, oh, well, I want to buy land and I want to do this and build a house. And she says, have you even talked to him about this?
Yeah.
And
Now,
she hasn't.
I will say, this Tiana. God, I can't even do this. Tiana basically says, "Well, I can kind of be like you, but I'm kind about it." I'm like, I'm not registering anything that's kind.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say, I do love the line, "I call you a professional bitch." I would love to have a business card with the thing, professional bitch, Jake Anthony, professional bitch, DDB.
I thought you already had that. I already thought you did.
Because if I could make a living out of being a bitch to people, I would have done it 10 times over.
Well, you are maybe now that we're signed with ACAST.
Yes, you're right.
And y'all, we are loving being on ACAST, by the way. So if you get the commercials and things like that, and you're wondering why those came, that's because we're on ACAST now. So we appreciate it. So our sister is pretty. I mean, that's kind of it about our sister. Moreover, again, this is such a perfect example of that. So Tanya's going to go meet Sinjin. And again, it's like, I get it. You're renting the hotel room. You're doing the flowers. But y'all, this bitch has her friends come over and do her makeup. Like, they're beating her face. And they're
Monique and Marion.
Monique and Marion, they're doing all this shit for her.
Monique's got Darcy lashes.
And they are those friends that they're going to support you no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Even when you are doing the wrong shit. Because when they did the conversation with just the two of them, and they're like, we're so excited for Sinjin. Yay! And you can tell they were going,
They're gonna, and then as soon as things go wrong, they're gonna call her out. They're that kind of friend.
y'all, they are. And then they spend all this time and they get her room ready. They do her makeup.
Rose petals. And they also make her sex corner, as she calls it.
Yes.
And she loves everything natural. She likes lubricant. Don't put anything in your pussy you can't put in your mouth, as she says.
That's true.
Maybe not prepare a sex corner. Maybe just let things go as they may.
Again, it's a lot of, and yes, why don't you just enjoy the moment?
Like the fact that she had to prepare a sex corner.
You know, Sinjin, this whole trip has been like, fuck, I'm about to get fisted, and I'm not ready for this. He is just stressed. Y'all, he is stressed on that flight. And so her friends help her do all this and spend all this time, and then she literally says, hey, guys, when she's all ready, she's like, hey, guys, are you going to, literally she said something like, are you going to look
Aren't
at
you
me?
gonna like? No, she's like, aren't you gonna like say hello?
Say hello to me? Like, and I'm like, bitch, they just spent a fucking hour.
Yeah, she's a high maintenance friend.
She is always going to make it about
It's
her.
gross. It's
always.
gross. I like, to be honest, she's my least favorite on the show.
She's not very likable at all.
Yeah, she's. I'm gonna have a hard time watching her. I'll be honest.
She's gonna. It's gonna be rough.
There was no one last season who. No, Caesar.
Yeah, there you go.
There was no one. Oh bother.
Oh bother.
Sasha? Leave?
So our next lonely heart, I
I'm gonna
believe.
miss you, Caesar voice.
Oh, he might
I'm
be
gonna
back
miss
in
you,
there.
Caesar Obama.
Our next lonely heart is Emily, right? Are we here for Emily?
Yes. Oh.
First impressions.
Oh. She's a pretty blonde girl who's
She
living in
is.
Russia. She's been teaching English for 3 years there, but
Yep.
surprisingly not long enough to order a hot tea. Which is
Yeah.
kind of the first thing they teach you if you're studying French, how to order a tea or a coffee in a
That's
restaurant.
the first thing they teach you.
Yeah, it's
They literally-
y'all. It's the first thing you learn.
and the fact that she doesn't take the initiative to just
Yeah, it's really
fucking
disturbing.
download probably a program she has access to.
I can only just theorize that she lives in a fantasy world like Tanya does.
Well, you can
Tania.
kinda,
I'm going to call her Tania from now on.
That's
it.
fine.
I can't read the name Tanya without saying Tania, and it's pissing me off.
I agree.
Sorry. Ugh.
Well, but I feel like
Tania.
she's probably going to always, even on her Instagram filters, and it's always just very,
Yeah,
like
well, she was a raver.
Barbie
so
and
it's
shit.
like plur culture.
and y'all,
You know what plur is, right? Positivity, love, unity, something beginning with R. Come
Oh.
at us if you can tell us where that. I just learned it
And they
because I
did
went
that-
to a couple raves.
you went to a rave?
Yeah.
You hate loud music at night. Like, what did you like about
Only
that?
because Molly. When I took some Molly, I was fine.
Is that when you peed in my room?
No, that was later.
I know Happy gave you drugs.
That was not that night. I honestly do not think I was given drugs that night.
Y'all, Poodle we used to be roommates, and one night I woke up and he opened the door and just leaned against my door frame and just pissed on my carpet.
I don't remember any of it, so I'm still not sure it happened.
It happened. And I won't trust your friend Happy for that.
He's not.
That's another show.
Yeah, that's another
That's
show.
another show to talk about Happy.
Anyways, she's a rave queen.
I mean,
And
not
she
a lot of
loved-
depth.
Yeah. So she loved Russian literature. I can't say this. She
liked-
loved Russian literature, and she thought he really romanticized the country. And my favorite part was they showed pictures, and they showed pictures of Volgograd where she was, and then some bitch blew a kazoo and like, and showed like livestock and like a dilapidated town.
Y'all, it's a shithole.
Like an Eastern. I wrote, "This is fucking Eastern Bloc as shit." Y'all, like, this is like the last bit of communism. There's like tanks in her town.
There were.
Yes.
So I
Y'all,
think it's not what she
Volgograd
should-
is not nice.
So So I don't think it's what it's expected.
I don't think it was the princess land she thought Russia would be.
And so, you know what she is? She is that basic kombucha bitch.
She is. She moved to, and then she realized, and then she's too arrogant to admit she was wrong and foolish.
Exactly.
And move back.
And y'all, I mean,
her sister was right. We're going to get into her sister in a minute.
I mean, literally, she just went to a gym to get a personal trainer for her boyfriend.
And then Sasha showed up. Who can get it?
He's hot.
Oh, fuck, y'all. I'd beg for it.
He's gorgeous.
He can get it.
Does he? Now, using your gift, be honest, not what you want.
I'm going to be honest. It is average.
I think it's average, too.
It is completely average.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
But his butt is incredible.
He's so cute. His face is cute.
He is cute.
His body's amazing. His eyes are nice. Now, it does ruin the picture that he's had a wife and knocked up another woman and now going for the third one.
His
not
social
a good pattern.
His social responsibilities might not be as attractive. I was going to say that too.
Well, as he says, as Emily said, he had good vibes. Which means I need to go ride that Russian dick.
Come on, ride that Russian dick.
And ride that Russian dick. Come on, Russian dick. Do, do,
and
do,
ride that
do,
dick.
do,
Bum, bum,
do,
dick,
do,
dick,
do,
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 do. Gonna ride that Russian dick.
I'm
I'm riding on that Russian dick. Twirling like on that big dick.
Dick, 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 dick. That was from Nutcracker Suite.
It was, y'all.
By Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky.
More like
A homosexual.
Oh, Tchaikovsky.
Exactly.
He was a homosexual, but come on.
Yes.
Surprise. He is pretty. They are very, they're just very, I feel like they say, like they sit down at the end of the night and they say things like, how was your day? It was fine. How was your day?
Yeah,
it was fine. And that's all the conversation gets.
I feel like everything is scripted in this section. It's not, because
Like
he's
the
like,
bear.
hello, I am Sasha. I am a personal trainer, and I like my time with Emily. And people, this is a direct quote. People think I will divorce again. No, but I am actually a good guy.
Says, but I want to believe that because he's just so pretty. But you're literally about to move to America and leave your 2 children in Russia.
Yeah,
Like,
and also, I had a hard time believing, not to skip too much forward, that Sasha only gets to spend time with his one of
On
his
holidays.
sons on holidays.
then, well, I didn't have a hard time believing it. It made me more think, what the
What
fuck
have you
went
done?
down?
Yeah,
And maybe his
when they're in the Russian Toys R Us with like
with like toys from 1984.
with the Hungry Hippos game where instead of marbles they eat bread.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A Teddy Ruxpin that all it tells you to is just hide your cheese.
Teddy Ruxpin that says, "Gorbachev is our master now."
His master. Exactly.
Or no, Putin. They would say Putin.
Yeah, they would say Putin.
Anyway, yeah, that Toys R Us was a little rank.
I mean, not a lot happened with him except for, again, when she talks to her sister via Skype.
Betsy, who again, a savage encounter.
Betsy fucking reads her the riot act.
My another favorite quote from this is, "You don't know if the nurses are gonna be Russian. You might want to learn the Russian word for episiotomy."
That was some real shit.
Y'all, if you don't know what an episiotomy is, do you know what an episiotomy is?
Isn't that when they they have to cut them the whole way?
Tiny cut, yeah.
Well, it says tiny, but it doesn't feel tiny, the woman.
Anyway, that's when they cut you.
Y'all,
they gotta take the baby.
You women that
I can't even imagine.
I can't even. You're the strongest people
But the
ever.
way she said episiotomy made my genitalia retreat back up into my body.
I don't think that she knew what it was.
No, she didn't. She's like, ah! She's like, I'm getting dizzy.
Okay, that's what I would have called. That was total, like, Southern bullshit. I'm getting the vapors, like, just to not talk about
It was. I've done it.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all, that was total bullshit. And then Sasha comes, and she's like, she was mean to me.
And then he like hugs her and pets her.
And she's like, she doesn't hurt me. Y'all, I'm telling you now, be grateful in your life for the people that tell you the truth and tell you what you want to
Yeah,
hear.
Betsy's the good one in this.
She's great. Anyway, that's kind of all that really happened with them.
That's all I've had, except for I just wanted to say that both she and the sister of Tania, which I'm going to only refer to her as, both have questionable eye makeup choices. They're wearing the cat eyes in a day format.
It's very sophisticated for in the day in the snow.
It is.
I agree with that.
Anyway, it's a choice.
That.
Then we're going to move on to Robert.
Y'all, our last lonely heart. He's a single dad. Good for him. No, that was good to see. His wife just left in the middle of the night.
Who speaks like he's stuck in the early 90s rap.
I know. I want to talk like him,
really
but I feel like it'll
me.
just be racist
no, it's gonna
if
be,
we do it.
We can't talk like Robert.
So we're not going to talk like Robert, y'all, but just know we're thinking it in our heads.
Know that I'm thinking that everything. Now, I will say certain words he says.
Like axe.
Yeah, well, that's true. And he does call Annie, spelled A-N-N-Y. I want to get married to that shorty.
To that shorty. I didn't think people still did that.
I haven't heard the phrase shorty in at least 10 years.
Yo, if your husband or wife or what significant other calls you shorty, come at us.
Go shorty. It's your birthday.
Let us know. We want to know.
It seems like Robert is an entrepreneur because he drives for what they call it, what's the word what I'm thinking of? He drives for Uber.
Drives for Uber in Winter Park, Florida, y'all. I mean,
Come at us if you have something to say about Winter Park, Florida.
I'm going
to look this up.
He probably finally made the move out of Tampa, and now he's in Winter Park.
Well, he says he's from the Bronx originally, or is it Queens or Brooklyn?
I don't know. I have a problem with his hair. If you're going to have long hair, take care of it. Just don't put it up and it looks bad. Now,
Winter Park is a city near Orlando.
Yes, it is near Orlando.
Okay.
You know, his son is cute, and he seems
Bryson,
and I don't mind the name.
He seems like a hellion.
Oh, I thought he seemed cute, and I feel like
he was talking back constantly. He's a devil child.
You didn't do that?
Yes, but I was a devil child.
That's true. You were a devil child.
No, but the son, he also, you can tell the father doesn't deny his son anything.
That's true. But I think overall he does seem like a very dedicated father.
I agree.
He just wants to bring a woman that's never met a son to live in their house in a couple of days.
Exactly. One of my biggest problems with Robert is, again, this is going to sound a little mean. Bring it on. I don't know if it's just that his eyes are too close together or that one of them is cross-eyed.
There's something going on.
I couldn't figure out.
You're going to have to settle into it because it's going to be here all season.
I was disturbed by it the entire time. His eyes are either too close or the one this side is cross-eyed. It keeps it keeps being sexually attracted to his nose.
Exactly.
That eye just, it's like Mattie sometimes one of his eyes crosses.
True. I do. Maybe it's like, I mean, I want to know why his wife left literally in the middle of the fucking night.
I think it had to be drugs. You don't do that. You don't do that to your kid.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you don't do that to your kid. It had to be drugs.
And it's just just him now.
No mother can leave their child like that.
Unless they're struggling with something like that.
I thought the same thing, and I wrote that down.
That's true.
That's just where I was coming from.
So, y'all, he's driving for Uber, and he decides, I'm going to get that lady. I want to get something just for her. I want to get something for
Annie,
her.
who he met.
Let's talk about that, actually.
He met
online, but
on Facebook from a mutual friend.
But he took a cruise, and then one day at a cruise, they spent 8 hours together, and at the end, he asked her to marry him.
Without a ring.
So he's going to do it right now because he wants to take care of his shorty when she comes back.
Yeah. And I wrote shorty, WTF. So Annie looks really excited about spending time with Bryson, his younger son. He's local.
Yeah, I think she's more excited about her fucking iPhone.
She's also, she really wants an iPhone, y'all.
Well, Can we talk about all the pictures that they showed of her?
Oh.
Y'all, this is not someone to parent your child.
And also, she's posing in the most salacious ways.
Her camera's up so high, I think she has to have an Inspector Gadget on to take that fucking picture. It just goes
Also, Annie has what we would call a fly girl body.
Yes.
Big badonkadonk.
Yep, curvy.
She's thick.
She's thick. She's pretty.
Yeah, and she's kind of owning it. But if you ever lived in New York and you heard Dominican girls speak, she's got that going on.
Yes. And she has that thing that I feel like we're seeing. I can't think of one couple that actually have deep conversations. Don't you feel like all these couples, it's like their integration with one another is so shallow?
Yeah, I think that's this season. I think it's just the editing with this season. Anna and Marcel had no chance because they don't have the language.
It's true. I mean, but I feel like Angela and Michael are going to have deeper conversations.
Yes, but I think they know each other better. I think they have to develop. I think this is also
They've
the first
had
episode.
3 years.
So stop judging, you bitch.
Literally coming from Judge Judy.
I've got to say, so we are talking with Bryson at the table, and I would just beg Rebecca, if we could, from last season, to borrow her ring light so we wouldn't have to prop the phone on a fucking bottle of hot sauce. Because I had to read that there are 71 servings of hot sauce per bottle.
I knew that would bother you so badly.
Every single fiber of my being was bothered by the hot sauce. It was a prop for the phone.
That conversation, listening to them talk back and forth, actually made me stupider.
And I was like, "Oh!"
It actually made me
I want a
dumber.
ring. She's like, "I'll buy you a ring for $1." No, you won't.
It was literally like two 12-year-old kids talking to one another.
Neither one of them are very smart. I feel
It
like
made me dumber.
I also think that the fact he's like, "Well, how much does the ring cost?" Everyone knows it's 3 months' salary.
He said 1 month.
I know.
He thinks 1 month of Uber.
He's an idiot. 1 month of Uber is what? $3,000?
Probably not.
Is that generous? Yeah, it's probably really generous.
I don't know.
Come at us if you drive for Uber or Lyft full time.
Let us know. So they talk. And then this is what I was getting to earlier because it was kind of my favorite part of when he says, "I'm gonna go do something for her. I can't get her a ring or iPhone, so I'm gonna do something for her, just specifically for her. So I'm gonna give her lingerie that I can look at her when I fuck her."
And it's exactly what he says. He's like, "I don't know nothing about lingerie, but I know what looks good on a woman, and I know what turns me on." Sounds like you're really buying something for her.
Really buying something for her. And then he even did he say something looks good so I can hit it? Or
so
something?
no, so it's like something that says "Take me, baby."
Oh yes.
I want to also talk about the MVP in this part of this.
I just was looking at it.
I didn't write down her name.
I did.
No, Tareen.
It's Taryn. That's what her name.
Of course it is.
Y'all, she's doing the Lord's work.
Everything about this bitch. I wrote down this woman, eyeliner. She's too tan. Her lip color, the barrette, and the hair, which someone on the squad pointed out had not been washed in at least 3 days.
She's been very busy going to a lot of soccer games for her kids.
Also, she can't even put up a straight face. She's disturbed at Robert.
Oh, I mean, she is definitely not. She's not a Susan from the jewelry store. I think, was it Susan?
Susan, yes. Susan treated Caesar like he was a human being.
She looked at Robert like he was a freaky deaky weirdo.
Yeah, and she's like, "So what's her size?" Like, "She got a big butt." And she's like, "Oh."
And then when she first saw the picture that he showed her, she kind of was like,
"Oh, yes.
Oh.
She's beautiful."
Beautiful. God bless her.
Y'all, Tareen or Taryn, I don't even know the fucking name.
She has a special place in heaven.
Taryn needs an acting nomination from the Southern Florida Theater
It's true.
Bureau.
And then, but their interaction was cut short because, y'all, Robert's getting some texts from Annie, and
But they're all just angry.
they're
emoji
just
faces.
angry. That's,
Wank, 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 wank.
that's the worst fucking passive aggressive thing to do.
But there were like 11,000. She spent so much time.
Y'all, she is a crazy, crazy bitch.
And then he was like they sent text voice recordings back
like,
to one
yeah.
another.
And I'm
like,
thinking,
I sent you the money.
And I'm thinking, Siri can't understand me. Siri is not going to be able to translate his. That is not going to happen.
I was disturbed by everything. One other thing that I saw, that I did see on this, I don't know if you saw it at the very end. There was just in the very corner of the lingerie shop, I heard the very last minute, "Hey, hey there. Do you see me over here?
We're hanging up here. We got returned.
We got returned here. I know the box is kind of dirty.
You just brush it up. And we want to be on someone's vagina, please.
I know. Help us fulfill our destiny.
We like a big badonkadonk. I get lost in it.
Nothing's like it. If this loser wants to buy us, we can be on the vagina of some Dominican girl." Oh. That was the Candy Panties, y'all. They're still around.
They're still around. They're still around.
Because they never get used.
They
you just
never.
pass box to box.
Just pass
until
box
they dissolve into
until
corn
they
syrup.
Exactly.
I'm so glad they made an appearance.
Thank you for bringing that up. So that's basically them. They talk
That's our
like
lonely
non-adults,
hearts.
and then
We still got Angela coming up this season, y'all. Ugh.
and we know that. Look,
And there are a couple other guys.
we know a lot of you are signing petitions and stuff like that about Angela. So obviously, we're still going to talk about Angela on the show because she is on the
She's
show.
on the show.
We're going to
We don't
talk
have to
about
like
it.
it.
And then if we feel like it gets more abusive or whatever, then we'll talk about that then. But none of us, I don't think, are super thrilled for that.
No, we're not.
We're not super thrilled for that at all.
So, y'all.
That was it.
That's it.
Look at that. We're into this.
We now come to the time where we do our sissy shout-outs that we started last week.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to keep this equitable. First of all, before we do a shout-out, this is just an honorary shout-out.
Oh, yeah.
We had two sissies, two Canadian sissies.
Yes.
Don't
Don't do
Sissies,
that. Don't do. No, that's horrible.
These two sissies, Julia C. and Andrea.
I think
what's
Andrea's S.
I believe so.
But Julia and Andrea.
They went and they met Tom for
Tom.
facials. They didn't know if they were going to get fucking murdered, y'all.
Did
They
not
weren't.
know.
It was sketchy as fuck. I was worried for a while because I thought I might have to go to therapy until that was the reason two people got murdered.
I didn't
I'd
take it
forget.
that deep, but I did think Tom's hair looked better, cut short like that. He looked
He
nice.
still, as I put on there, he still looks different in every picture. He's like the picture of Dorian Gray. It's
He doesn't know how to
everything
take his
differently.
picture yet.
No. Anyway,
y'all, if you want to read all about that, it's on the Sissy Squad.
Those two sissies got to know each other through this group, and that made me
That
warmed my heart.
They met for the first time. It was
I know.
very sweet.
Anyway, so
Loved it.
shout out to them, and this is our regular sissy shout out.
Regular Sissy shout outs.
We decided we're going to do this via the alphabet, just so this is all random, because there's so many people.
There's so many of
guys.
you, and I know some of you are like saying, "I want to shout out this." Don't come for us. So we'll
You
get
can
to
come
you.
for me. I'll come right back for you.
But so I'm just saying that we appreciate it, but we don't. We want this to be
dare
kind
you
of
to
a
come
random.
for me.
So today we're going to start with A's,
A,
and then once
we're
we
gonna-
get through the alphabet, we'll go back to A's.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
you start with yours.
Sure. My sissy shout out. This goes out to a new member, actually, Angela V, as in Victor, y'all.
Yay!
And y'all, Angela V, she is someone who. She won't go a week without getting her eyebrows done because they always look fucking flawless. She doesn't care if her husband needs groceries or whatever. If work needs to get done, no, she's going to go get her eyebrows threaded because they
I
are
hear that.
beat to the gods. Y'all, she's a good mom. She's got kids, and she loves putting hats on her kids because it reminds her of her Cabbage Patch doll that she had a look. Because her son's so cute, he looks like a little Cabbage Patch kid. Also, Angela has an addiction to Doritos late at night.
Oh,
When
don't
she's
we
watching
all?
Judge Judy, and she sometimes just gets a little tipsy. So don't come for her when she's eating her Doritos.
Don't touch me when I'm eating my Doritos.
And that's Angela V, everybody.
My shout out, and I'm going to use the last name for the alphabet this time. I'm breaking the rules
that we just set. God
I
damn
set.
it.
I'm going to give my sissy shout out to a very new member, one I just approved tonight.
Okay.
Her name is Kristen B. Kristen B.
Oh, wait, we're
Kristen
doing B now? I thought we were doing, I do A, you do B.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you didn't really explain it well.
Kristen B. This is A and B. I explained it, you bitch. So this is Kristen B. Y'all, Kristen B. She also, it rhymes with y'all. That's her last name. We're not supposed to say that, but it goes along with this. She also goes as an alter ego when she's out working the streets, and her name is Crystal Ball.
Crystal Ball.
Because if you rub the bitch, she'll show you a goddamn good time and show you what your future's going to look like.
And she'll take your fortune.
That too.
That's true.
Anyway, she loves nothing better than going when she's not tricking under Crystal Ball. She loves nothing better than going to Home Goods with her mother-in-law and buying those little tiny, those little things that look like little crystals, and just gluing them to her mother-in-law's face.
Good for her. Y'all, we love our sissy shouts outs. We know we're getting your life exactly correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
That's what we're reading. So if you feel like your life is different, then you're wrong.
Then come at us. I dare you to challenge me.
Come at us. Well, y'all, that is our show. You can come at us, all of our shows on the Sissy That Talk. Well, I guess it's Podcast Network, but it's moving over to Acast. But you, obviously, 90 Day Gays, but also you can do Sweet Tea, which is our Southern Charm podcast. They're filming that show in January, so
that's
that
what
will be
Patricia
coming back.
Says.
That will be coming
back. You can
back.
listen to Bitch Crap, which is our Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which is coming out soon.
It should come out this year.
What? When or hasn't yet?
I don't know.
Maybe it's dropped.
No, it hasn't. I've looked.
So listen to Bitchcraft.
If you know when Sabrina's come back, let us know. We swear we're going to do River Mails. We're going to do an episode.
We haven't had someone's been out of the country.
It's true. And then you also look at old episodes of Dear Maddie. Now, you can find all these shows in our merch, y'all.
Finally!
At sissythattalk.com. And, y'all, we've got shirts. You can get pillows. We've got stickers.
There's towels, y'all. You can get everything there.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if you need some towels to clean up your husband's jizz after he, spunks it onto your thigh.
We should make a jizz towel called Come At Me.
Yes!
We should.
Come at me with a question mark?
Come at me?
More like come on me.
But
I think that was an actual quote
we've got some fun stickers on there. We've got stuff with some of our sayings from the show. And a big shout out again to Jackie Weissman, our moderator,
Jackie,
who helped us design
the
that.
wind beneath our wings.
And honestly, a big shout out to Ronnie, who told me which website to use to build all the merch. And to Patrick. So, any other news, or I think that's it?
I think that's it. And lastly, join our Sissy Squad, y'all.
Yes.
Join our Facebook group, Sissy Squad.
You can join our Facebook groups with Sissy Squad. Also, we're just started. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 90 Day Gays. And definitely, I'm trying to post some of the Sissy Squad conversation thread starters. I'm trying to post them on the Instagram as well. So that way, for some of y'all who just don't want to do Facebook, you can go there to see that.
Right. And should we do reviews? We'll do it next time.
Or the reviews.
We didn't look it up.
Oh, you didn't look at it. It's fine. We went long because we were talking about everybody.
We'll do it. We'll do it next time.
But y'all, be sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Please.
Even put 5 stars.
Or Spotify. You can do Spotify now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
Can you? I should know this.
You really don't know technology, and you shouldn't speak to it.
Anyway.
But yes, 5 stars, and if you don't know what to say, you can always say...
Keep going, Queens.
Keep going, Queens, and we appreciate it very much. And y'all, this is exciting because we are calling these people Lonely Hearts because we are all just lonely hearts looking for love.
And y'all, remember, if you're looking for love in all the wrong places and you decide to get a 90-day fiancé, call us.